Harlan. This is us doing the lesson, okay? And I told them they could say hi and bye to you, okay?
Bye.
So we are starting. We're going to do 2 lessons today, Harlan. Lesson 36 and 37. And you actually don't have this, so you can just watch the application problem, and then we'll get to the problem set in just a second. Okay? So everybody else, Rhonda exercised for 5/6 of an hour every day for 5 days. How many total hours did Rhonda exercise? Okay, so let's think about something. If you were thinking about a tape, okay, you would say, okay, she exercised for 5 days. Ella?
You would draw a tape diagram, and then you would put 5, 6, and 5 boxes.
Perfect. Ella, yes. Very good. Okay, so you said you would put 5/6 into 5 boxes. That's right, because she exercised 5/6 of an hour every day for 5 days. So there's my 5 days, 5/6 of an hour. Okay, so if you wanted the total hours, one way would be 5/6 plus 5/6 plus 5/6 plus 5/6 plus 5/6. But we have learned that repeated addition, there's another way to write repeated addition. Instead of writing 5/6 5 times, you say 5 times 5/6, right? You use multiplication. So you could just say, well, that's 5 groups of 5/6. Okay? Well, how many sixths would that be? Another way to write that, or to think, it's 5 times 5/6, like that, okay? Now notice, okay, so don't get confused. I'm just saying what you're thinking is you're multiplying the 5 times the 5. 5 groups of 5/6, Isaiah is right, that would be 25 sixths, yes.
And then 5
Yeah,
and 6
exactly.
would be 30.
Okay, now we don't want to leave our answer as an improper fraction. So let's think about what that would be as like a whole number. How many whole hours? Okay, so 6 goes into 25. How many times?
Well, you know we go to 24, so that'll be 4 times.
Excellent job.
And wouldn't
Yes.
that be 4 whole and 1 6?
Yes. No. Yes. She just said, well, 6 goes into 24 4 times. Okay, so 2 ways to think about it. You can think number bonds and think, okay, I know 24 divided by 6 is 4 whole, and I would have 1/6 left. You can think number bonds, or you can think, okay, 6 divides into 25 4 times, because that's 24. But I'd have 1/6 left over. Either way you think about it, the answer would be 4 1/6 hours of exercise. Okay, that would be your answer. Okay? All right.
What was that noise?
That was my
I'm
phone.
not writing.
Okay, that's okay. You can write. Finish it up.
Okay. Did you do the number one? No. Missy Hoo Hey. I'm just kidding. Missy Hoo Hey. I just said something. Missy.
Okay. Now let's go turn the page. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Get it down. We're gonna turn to the problem set.
Page 237.
Very good.
No, just two. Just Harlan's listen to 237. And
Okay, so
238.
Harlan, actually I posted it. So if your Mimi printed it, you can do that. If not, you can just write it on another piece of paper, because she doesn't have her books at home. Okay, so if you printed it, it will be lesson 36, the problem set. Okay, we'll just have to do it that way.
It's okay.
Okay, well, you can just write it on another piece of paper if you have to, Harlan. I'm actually only going to really look at one thing on the front, because we just kind of talked about it in our application problem. If you look at the bottom of the page, I'm just doing one for instance, okay? Say we have, well, I could have done one at the top. I don't know why I picked this one at the bottom. But I said, okay, if I have 3 groups of 9/10, instead of repeated addition, I could write this as 3 times 9/10. Okay? So 9/10 and 9/10 and 9/10 is 3 times 9/10. Okay, so you're thinking, well, how many tenths would that be?
27 tenths.
27 tenths. Okay, I want you to notice that you are only multiplying the 3 times the 9. You don't multiply it times the 10. I have tenths. I want to know.
Do that.
Yeah, I want to know how many tenths I have. I have 27 of them.
Because doesn't the bottom number stay the same?
Mm-hmm, it does. It stays the same. Because I'm saying how many tenths do I have? And that 3, guys, is like 3 whole. And do you know another way to write 3 whole is 3 over 1? So look at that. This might make more sense to you.
I know it's 3.
No, 3 whole.
But 1 can't carry 3.
I know. Right. That's why it's a whole number.
Oh.
But you could write 3 whole as 3 over 1. And then you're like, oh, I only do the 3 times the 9 is 27. In the denominator, 1 times 10 is 10. Okay? Well, our answer is improper. So 10 goes into 27. How many times?
2 times.
2 times, 2 whole times with how many left over?
7.
7 times.
So it's 2 whole 7 tenths.
2 whole 7 tenths. Perfect.
Miss Dallas?
Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Is there ever a time where you add the bottom numbers?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Good question. Uh-huh.
I know what you can teach those 5th graders.
Let's not right now because I'm trying to get this video for Harlan kind of quick, okay? I want you to flip to the back now. Go to the back of the problem set. Like I said, we're kind of skipping around. Now, let's practice this really quick. Yes, Laurel?
Wouldn't it be the question 1 and 2 be the same that we just did at number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So go to the back.
Why do that?
So go to the back. A number 4. Let's just practice a second. It says 8 times 2/3. Okay? What would the answer be if you did 8 times 2/3?
16 thirds.
16/3. Okay? If it helps you to you could do this, or you could remind yourself, okay, I'm doing 8 times 2, right? You could look at it that way too. I'm doing 8 times 2 on the top. How many thirds? 16 thirds. Good. And you don't have to write that, but it helps you see it. And now we don't want to leave it improper. Okay? So 3 goes into
Number
16. Bond? You can do number bond or divide. I'm getting you to do it out loud and you're doing it. But if you want to do number bonds, it's fine. Okay? So you could think 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, 15 thirds. So watch, I could say 15 thirds and 1 more third, right? Well, 15 thirds is how many whole?
5.
5 whole, right. This part is 5 whole and 1/3.
Can we take our shoes?
5 whole and 1/3. Okay, or again, long division, 3 goes in, it's not really that long, but 3 goes into 16 5 times, because 5 times 3 is 15, and I have 1 left, so it's 1/3. You can do it either way, but you get 5 and 1/3. Okay?
I did number bond.
Okay. So let's do one more. I want you to try B all by yourself for a second, okay? Everybody do B.
Uh-oh.
You got this.
You okay? Yeah. I need to do something in my notebook so I can figure this one out. I like your tennis shoes.
Some of you look like
Look
you're
at
thinking
me.
so hard.
No, I'm finished, but look at these.
I know that we weren't going to do that one. I know. Yeah, I wasn't going to do all these at the top. I know Isaiah looks stressed because he's looking at D. Okay, on B, when you did the 12 times 3, what did you get?
36.
36. So we got 36 fourths. Well, hey, wait a minute. 4 goes into 36.
4 can go into.
How many times?
8 whole times.
How many times?
8. 3. 8. 3.
34
8.
goes into 36.
Oh, 8.
No, not 8 times. That's 32.
I did it like this.
4 times what's 36?
7.
I put 12, 12, 12. That would equal 36.
6.
Okay, but
6.
12 fourths is 3 whole. 3 whole, 3 whole, 3 whole.
No,
That's
no,
9
wait.
whole. That's good, Isaiah. Very good. Okay, 4 goes into 36 9 whole times. The answer is just 9. Yeah.
So no number line.
Well, not really, because you don't really have to, unless you want to do 4 fourths, 4 fourths, 4 fourths, or 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. 36 fourths. It goes in even. You're like, oh, 9 times. Okay?
This is weird.
It is kind of weird because this one and the next one come out even. There's not a remainder.
Can we skip Sandy?
Yeah, I was actually just going to go into the word problems if that's okay.
We'll see
Okay.
it's easy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go on because we still practice the same skill down here.
homework?
Okay?
Look at-
So I'll tell you what to do in the homework in a minute. Okay? So number 5, it says Morgan poured 9/10 of a liter of punch into each of 6 bottles. What would the tape look like? She poured 9/10 of a liter of punch.
9/10 in 6 box. No, 6 boxes with 9/10.
Yeah, good. Because you have 6 bottles, so that would be 6 boxes. Now, you don't have to draw it unless you want to, but I'm getting you to think through what it looks like. So 6 boxes, 9/10 in each one. So if you want the total punch, what would you do? Add, or it's quicker to
Divide.
multiply.
that.
Multiply. You have 6 times 9/10, right? Because you have 9/10 and 9/10 and 9/10 and 9/10 and 9/10 and 9/10. So that's 6 times 9/10. Okay.
Do we have
Well,
to
how
do that?
many tenths is that? And you have to do this. How many tenths is that?
I know.
What's 6 times 9?
I answered the last 54.
54. Good.
54 tenths.
54 tenths. Okay. Now that's improper. So you could do number bonds if you want. 10 tenths, 10 tenths, 10 tenths. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? So that's 5 whole.
Just do that.
5 whole and 10 goes into 54 5 times with how many left over?
4.
4 left over. So 5 and 4 tenths. 5 whole and 4 tenths liters of punch.
I don't like punch.
You don't?
I love punch.
Okay.
Can I go grab a drink real quick?
Okay. I want you to try number 6. Okay, try number 6. It says a recipe calls for 3/4 cup rice. How many cups of rice are needed to make the recipe 14 times? Well, if you were drawing a tape, you would have to
someone do it
put
on mine?
14 boxes.
Yeah.
Let's not do that. I don't want to draw 14 boxes, but we know we have to do 14 times 3/4 of a cup of rice, right? So let's do the math. 14 times 3/4 cup of rice. Okay? Well,
Wait, times 3/4. This one's hers, this one's hers.
okay, so 14 times 3/4. You got to do 14 times 3.
Still be the same.
The
right?
bottom's still fourths, but you have to do 14 times 3.
We haven't gotten up for.
Go ahead, do it.
14 times 3.
14 times 3. You know how to do that.
Oh, wait,
Right?
Wait, my finger's on.
Yeah, turn on those fingers. 14 times 3. You can do it off to the side. Okay, remember, 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So we have 42 fourths.
I really don't get this.
Okay, Ella, we just multiplied 14 times 3. You know how to do that. We've done that a lot. Okay, so I have 42/4 cups of rice. But I need to write that as a mixed number. That's improper. Okay, so 4 goes into 42 how many times?
Well, you can do 10.
10 times, because that would be 40, right?
And then you have 2 extra.
You'd have 2 left over, 2/4 left. Very good.
So
10 whole and 2/4 cups of rice. Very nice. Good job.
Wait, let me just finish writing.
Yep, go ahead and write it. We're going to do this last one, and then we're going to look at a little bit on lesson 37, okay?
I have another great idea.
The video's already 15 minutes, so I'm like,
I thought it was 15 seconds.
16.
No, yeah, so it's kind of long for her to watch, so. Okay. Not too bad so far, but we still have the other problem set to do. Okay, so let's look at this last one. Okay. A butcher prepared 120 sausages using 3/4 of a pound of meat for each one. So it's probably, a good sized sausage. So how many pounds did he use in all?
A lot.
Okay, well, I'm not drawing.
Draw 120 boxes.
Yeah, exactly. I am not doing a tape with 120 boxes on it. But I know, no, Isaiah, and put 3/8 in each one. But I know that to get my answer, I have to multiply 3/8 times 120, right? Okay, so we say 120 times 3/8. Isaiah, let's not draw that many boxes.
Why?
Okay, so if I have 120 times 3/8, I know that, so I have to think about what's 120 times 3. Right? And 8's still on the bottom because I'm talking about eighths. Well, we can do that. What is 12 times 3?
I don't know. Wait.
You know 12. 36. That 12's back. 12 times 3 is 36. Yeah, so it's 360. Okay, so we can do that mentally, Ella. Sit down and write it. Okay, so 12 times 3 is 36. So 12 tens times 3 is 36 tens, or 360 eighths. Okay, now we just need to make our mixed number. Now, on this one, I'm telling you, dividing it out would be the most efficient way to do it instead of a number bond, because the number is big. And that's why I've been saying, yeah, do the number bond, but I'm showing you the other way constantly. So when you get to one with a bigger number, you know what to do.
Division.
Yeah, just do long division. You guys love long division when we did it on the big board. So
Yeah,
just do that for me now. 8 goes into 360. I would like everybody to do this for me. As a good review, I want you to do it to the side. You can do it.
I don't remember.
What number, Ella, what would I put here? What times 8 is close to 36? Well, if I put a 5 there, 5 times 8 is 40. That's too much, right? So what's 4 times 8? Let's try 4. 4 times 8 is, help me?
32.
32. Good.
And then you minus that and you get a 4.
You get a 4.
Bring down the 0.
Bring down the 0.
Oh, I do remember 5.
Nope. No, you have to remember long division for this one, okay? Okay, so what times 8 is 40? 5 times 8 is 40. This one comes out even. Yeah, so the answer would be 45. No, wait, 45 what? How do I know? Go back to the question.
Pounds.
Ah, how many pounds? 45 pounds of meat. Good. Okay. Now again, we're going to get through this to, finish the video, and then I'll help you if you have other questions. But let's go on. You guys, I want you to turn in your blue book. So go to the next application problem, which is page 241.
Was it excellent to work this out?
Okay, can we do it that way?
Oh dear, Isaiah. Oh my goodness.
Wait, let me see.
Isaiah drew a tape diagram with 120 boxes
Wait,
on it.
count.
That's impressive.
Take a picture to Harlan and send it to her.
Yeah, Harlan, you should see that. It's kind of crazy. Okay,
What page?
I'm putting this application on the page.
What page?
Actually, I might skip it because
What page?
It's a skill we just did, and for sake of time, hold on, I'm going to tell you. 243. Go to 243.
Harlan, you need a piece of candy.
Okay, so Harlan, we're just going to go on to the next problem set because of time. So everybody look at this for a second. Yeah, I want you to go to this part of the page right here. Okay? So everybody circle this. This is where we're starting on your page. Where those boxes are, Ella. Come on, turn the page. What did I say? 243? Three?
I was here.
Okay. Circle letter B. This is where we're looking. Okay? We're only going to do just a little bit on this problem set. Okay? I was actually talking to 5th graders about this skill today. It came up in some of their work. So this is an important skill. Okay? Now notice that we are multiplying a number times a mixed number. Okay? Now what I want you to do is I want you to visualize. This will make more sense if I show you a quick little tape. Okay? If I have 2 groups of 4 2/3, I'm just going to draw this to the side so you see what it looks like. It would be 4 2/3 and another 4 2/3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what this means. 2 times 4 2/3 would be 4 2/3 and another 4 2/3. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay, so if you thought about the whole numbers, I have 2 groups of 4, right? I have 2 4s. How much is 2 4s?
8 whole.
8 whole. Okay, so look, 2 times the 4 whole would be 8 whole. Okay? And, Ella, I have 2 groups of 2/3. Do you see that? I have a 2/3 and another 2/3. Well, what's 2 times 2/3?
2 times 2/3. 4/3.
4/3. Okay, so is everybody with me?
Yes, my paper just tore, so I had to tape it back together.
Okay. Now, does everybody, and I didn't write a lot down, so I want you to see what I did. I said 2 times 4 is 8, and I said 2 times 2/3 is 4/3.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 groups of both of them.
Just add that tape up.
Or you could. But if your numbers get big, like I don't want to do a whole bunch of adding, I'm going to multiply. Now, if it helps you, you can write yourself a note and say, I'm doing 2 times 4, and I'm doing 2 times 2/3. If that helps you, you can write that down, okay? Because you're doing 2 things, because you have 2 groups of 2 different things. Okay, so now let's get our final answer. Write this down, Ella. No, wait a minute. How much is 4/3?
2/3 and 2/3.
Right. Or I said 2 times the 2/3.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how much is 4/3?
4/3. 12. Wait, no. 3 whole 1/3.
How about 1 whole and 1/3,
yeah.
right? Yeah, because 3/3 is 1 whole.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So 4/3 is actually 1 whole and 1/3, right? So if I add that to the 8, what's my final answer? 9 whole and 1/3. Right.
Oh, you never mess
Okay. So really look at that. Really look at it. Okay. Now it might, I don't know, it might help us to write something else down. I don't know if it would help you.
How did you get the 1 again? Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Okay. Okay, so let's look at this letter C. I have 3 times 2 5/8. Okay? So guys, listen, if it helps you, we should write it down. That means I have 3 times 2, but I also have 3 times 5/8.
Can we please do like the tape diagram?
Yeah, if that helps you, you can think about the tape. That means I have 3 groups, and I have 2 5/8 in every group. The picture might help you visualize what you're doing. Okay? If you look at that, yeah. So what your math is you've got 3 2s, so I'm doing 3 times 2.
Which would be 6.
Which is 6.
You would do 3 times 5, which would be 15/8.
Oh, Lauren, good. Yes. Look, I have 3 2s and,
Parentheses mean.
oh, parentheses, that's just getting you to group it so you can see it better. Okay, you don't have to put them. You don't have to put them, but I did it because sometimes it stands out a little better. If you don't like them, don't write them. Okay, but it's like I'm saying, okay, I have 3 times 2. I have 3 2s. And I also have 3 times 5/8 on my tape.
How did you get to 3 holes?
Right here. I have 3 groups.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I have 3 groups of 2 and 3 groups of 5/8. Well, the 3 groups of 5/8, like Lauren said, is 15/8. Okay. Now I just have to put those together. How much is 15/8? It would be 1 hole and
2, 7 hole.
1 hole and that's 8/8, right? How many 8s are left?
7.
7/8, right? Because 15/8 would be 8/8. That's 1 hole. 7/8 left, so it's 1 hole and 7/8.
Why is it 1 hole 7/8? Oh.
Okay, so my final answer would be 7 hole and 7/8. That's the final answer.
Oh, the third one on the timer is hours. But I did it right.
Right. Yeah. So we're up to 26 minutes. We're almost done, Harlan.
Mommy, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Harlan. Okay, let's look at this one. 2 groups of 4 and 7/10. I have 2 groups of 4. What's 2 groups of 4?
8.
8. I also have 2 groups of 7/10. How much is that?
Half 14.
14/10. If you talk it out, you see how easy that is?
Yeah.
2 groups of
How
4.
do you get 14/10?
2 groups of 7/10.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 7/10 and 7/10 would be 14/10. Okay, well 14/10 is 1 whole and 4/10, right? 10/10 and 4/10. So if I add that to my 8, I have
Wait, what? How did you get that?
14/10 would be 10/10 and 4/10. So 1 whole and 4/10. So my final answer is 9 whole and 4/10.
Do we have to do our homework? Because I really don't understand this.
Yes, you do. Harlan, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. We were just going to do a word problem on the back, but this video is getting pretty long. Okay, so I will post the homework in a few minutes. We'll see you later. I'll let them say bye to you.
Bye, Harlan!
Will you help you feel better? Say
120.
he drew 120 boxes on that tape.
Harlan.
Crazy. See you later.